Let's break it down. The Justice Department just released a big batch of Epstein files, and instead of closing the book, it kicked off a new political fight about transparency, redactions, and who's controlling the narrative. Here's the challenge with this story. A lot of people hear Epstein files and assume it means a clean list of famous names and a clear set of answers. But what's actually being released is messy. Thousands of records, many heavily redacted, some removed and reposted, and a public debate that's now as much about politics and process as it is about justice. I'm Imran, a Middle East-based analyst who follows global economics, tech, and politics. My goal is to give you short, honest breakdowns so you can make up your own mind. So, what happened? First, the DOJ released roughly thousands of Epstein-related documents into a public database, tied to a new legal requirement to publish unclassified materials in DOJ possession. But almost immediately, the rollout got criticized for two reasons at the same time. One, heavy redactions and claims that the release was incomplete or hard to interpret. Two, mistakes and confusion, including reports that a small set of files briefly disappeared from the site, among them a photo connected to Donald Trump, which then got restored. And that photo became a symbol, not because it proves anything on its own, but because the optics were terrible. People saw a Trump-related image removed, and the suspicion instantly became, is this political? DOJ officials pushed back hard. They say the removal wasn't political. It was caution about victim identification, and the image was restored after review determined it didn't include Epstein's victims. Now, let's be careful here. Just because Trump's name or image appears in documents does not mean criminal wrongdoing. Public reporting continues to say Trump has not been accused of misconduct in the Epstein case, and he has denied knowledge of Epstein's crimes. So what's the real issue? It's trust. Because two groups are unhappy, for opposite reasons. On one side, you have lawmakers, including critics from both parties, saying the DOJ is not meeting the spirit of transparency, that too much is blacked out, and that missing or delayed items look like selective disclosure. Some members of Congress are even talking about contempt or legal pressure if the DOJ doesn't comply fully. On the other side, you have survivors and victim advocates warning that transparency has to be done responsibly. That sloppy releases can expose victims' identities, photos, or personal details, and that dumping documents without proper redaction can re-traumatize people. So the DOJ is caught between two demands: release everything now, and don't harm victims while doing it. And here's the uncomfortable truth: both concerns are valid. Now zoom out. Why does this story matter politically? Because in a polarized environment, Epstein files becomes a weapon. If the DOJ releases too slowly, critics scream cover-up. If they release too fast and make mistakes, critics scream incompetence. And if anything touches Trump, Democrats suspect interference while Republicans argue it's a witch hunt, sometimes on the same day. So instead of the release restoring trust, it's becoming another trust crisis. What should you watch next? Number 1, will DOJ publish more documents on a clear schedule, or will this remain chaotic and reactive? Number 2, will Congress escalate with hearings, subpoenas, or legal action over compliance? Number 3, will victim protections improve so releases don't accidentally expose survivors? And number 4, will the public learn anything truly new, or will this mostly be old material repackaged with redactions that keep the big questions unresolved? Bottom line. This isn't just about Epstein. It's about whether institutions can be transparent and competent at the same time, especially when politics is trying to pull the story in opposite directions. If this breakdown helped, subscribe, hit like, and share. And tell me in the comments, do you trust this process? Or does it feel like it's turning into another political battle instead of accountability?